Today, every day, small cap investors visit Agoracom knowing this is the day to discover the world's next great company, to have their dreams come true. That's why I take to the open road, to find them, to tell their stories, to engage them, to bring them to life, because they want to connect with you from your office, your phone, your home, anywhere. Agoracom, find your dream.
Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom, in which we speak to small cap CEOs right after they put out big important news. And the company that we have on today for the first time ever, Spyder Cannabis, and the news is a doozy. With us is Dan Pelkowitz, President and CEO of the company. For those of you who knew the story, and that's going to be a lot of you because the company just went public a couple of months ago, this is a company that was founded in 2014. Has already an established chain of 3 high-end vape stores, 2 cannabis accessory stores. Those are in Ontario. They've also just got approval for store number 6 in Calgary. That's an 8,000 square foot store. We're going to talk about that because that's a monster. And the company recently announced, not this morning, but just recently announced that they're planning expansion plans in the U.S. market, which, it could be lip service for a lot of people thinking, all right, another guy thinking they're going to the U.S. market. Bam, what's the press release we got today? I'm going to read it for you. Spyder Cannabis signs retail agreement with Tanger Outlet, gaining access to millions of consumers coast to coast in the U.S. Dan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, George. Thank you so much for letting me be on the show. This is a great opportunity. I really appreciate this because our company is new, but we're making moves. We really are.
Well, look, you don't get on the show unless you're doing something meaningful. And, here you are. You just went public. You got 5 locations, 6th one coming, and bam, this news explodes this morning out of the U.S. So for people who are at home and haven't read it yet, Tanger's got 39 locations in 20 states. What you've announced in this press release is you're going to open 5 hemp boutique locations with the potential for more. So let's talk about that. These first 5, where are they going in the U.S.? Is there a geographical preference here?
So geographical presence is mainly going to be on the East Coast. We're going to start off Atlantic City. Big city, lots of traveling people go there. People from all over the states go to Atlantic City. It's pretty fun down there. So that's our first stop. After that, moving on to Washington. Tanger has a lot of stuff on the East Coast. We're going to keep moving down. We're based in Ontario. We're going to stay close to home as much as possible because that makes it logistically easier. Right. And then keep working our way down. We're excited. After that, Florida. Daytona Beach, nice big popular city, so it's coming. It's coming.
I like that strategy.
Thank you. Those are the first 3. After that, we have choices. They have 39 locations across 20 states. There's multiple locations we can take, and we can take them all if we really want to, and we want to. This is just the first step of many.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because here's my first question. That's what I thought, and we haven't talked about this press release because it just came out. I've looked at it, but here's what I was thinking. These first 5 locations are maybe a test to see how it goes, and then decide if you're going to roll out across all 39. If the test goes well, is there anything stopping you guys from going out across all 39 locations in those 20 states?
We made a deal with Tanger. We said, look, we'll sign lease by lease, month by month. If everything's going well, we'll keep going. If we notice some hiccups, we'll slow back. But these first 5 will be our test run. If everything goes well, you can expect at least 39 through Tanger. Here's
what else really impresses me. There's got to be a ton of locations. Don't worry about that phone ringing. That means, hey, the phone's ringing off the hook. That's a good sign. Here's what I found really interesting. There's got to be a ton of competition for retail space. We know that, right? The race is on. How were you able to secure this agreement with Tanger for their 39 locations across 20 states? What was it about Spyder that said you're our partner?
They saw our brand, they saw our existing locations, and they saw that, with our goal in mind, we showed them our plan. They saw it, they liked it, and we said, look, if you don't like it, cut it off. But they seem to like it. They gave us access to every single location. We had the choice, and we said, look, we'll start close to home, start Atlantic City, work our way down the coast. And they liked it. They gave us a good price on the rent. Very, very easy to access these locations. Atlantic City, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes off the strip. It's close. All these locations are prime. And for us being inside that mall, we are the exclusive CBD retailer in their malls as well. This was a huge deal for us, and I'm super excited. Super excited.
And for those of us who are married, we all know that no matter where you go on vacation, you end up getting dragged out to one of these outlets sooner or later.
Sooner or later, exactly.
Yeah, so they're incredibly popular. Let me ask you another question. It wasn't long ago where you guys initially put out your press release stating this, right? You actually said that we are going to aggressively expand the U.S. And one of the terms, or in one of the sentences there, you said we've begun to partner, and you're talking about different companies and even real estate agents for these high traffic locations. Safe to say, and tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth, but is it safe to say that other Tanger style discussions are still taking place, or is this your dance partner in the U.S. period?
This is the first. This is the first agreement we've made with a major multi-state operator in the U.S. They do currently also have locations in Canada, but we can speak on that after. But just focusing on the States for now, this is the first. I'm not saying it's the last or the only, but it's the first.
All right. So
we are working on a few others at the same time. Can't release too much about what isn't released or signed yet, but Tanger is the first of potentially many.
You probably can't give me a number, even though I'll ask, how many locations do you want to have? I know by the end of this year, you're going to have these 5 locations. Those are going to be done by the end of 2019, which is great. I'll ask you, you don't have to answer, if you got a number projected for, how many locations you want to have in total in the U.S. after 2020. But if you can't answer that, can you let us know if your U.S. expansion plans, are they aggressive or are they more of a slow rollout into 2020? I know the first 6 months here is going to be slow to get these first 5, but what does 2020 and beyond look like?
2020 looks solid. Right now, we're going to start with these 5. We're going to do them as a test run with Tanger. I can't give you a solid number right now, but we will organically build as many shops as we're able to. If we're able to keep going, great. We'll keep going. Because these stores right now, CBD is a huge product in the States. And if the way our stores are going to look with our low cost operating, we have a chance to expand to quite a bit more.
Let's talk about Canada and switch gears here. You've already got 5 locations in Canada. I mean, this is where you started. Look, even by the looks of your background there, you can tell it's a complete professional operation you've got. And we plan to do an in-store interview with you so people can actually get a sense, because one of your stores is actually located 10 minutes from my house. So that's
yeah.
Canada. What's ranking higher in the priority right now? US, Canada, because obviously the US, I would think the US is a higher priority, but in Canada, are you gonna, same question, aggressive rollout or slow rollout, because you're already operating here. Here you can, if you're gonna be speeding up, you can get there now. What does Canada look like for you?
So right now for Canada, the lottery for Ontario was just closed a few days ago. So our plan, obviously we entered on all the locations possible and we hope to win one, but that's hope. We have a strong foothold. If something happens with those cannabis stores in Ontario, great. But we also have Alberta, at least find a cannabis store. Our goal for all of Canada right now is focusing on cannabis pure stores. Not really many vape shops or accessories. The accessories were there as a placeholder for the lottery. We figured might as well make some revenue while we're sitting on these leases. So we opened up a few shops, said, all right, a little bit of revenue. And the revenue's been decent since we opened them up, so that's nice. Got the name out there, so that's pretty good. But our focus for Canada, actual live cannabis dispensaries. So we're in the lottery for Ontario. We have at least 1 location in Calgary with a development permit that we're going to start building very soon. Beyond that, can't say much more, unfortunately, but that's our goal for Canada, is to focus a little bit slower, but on real cannabis locations.
What I thought.
Go ahead.
No, finish that thought. Go ahead.
If we can make some acquisitions along the way, great. Been definitely beneficial for us. But at least organically, that's our goal. We're going to have cannabis stores in Canada and CBD-focused stores in the States. Separate departments within the company so we don't lose track of our ultimate goal of growing. Not growing cannabis, but growing the company.
I like the way, good distinction there. And I like the way you kind of separated the two and what their different focus is going to be. Let me ask you about the Calgary store quickly, because your vape and accessory stores in Ontario are, smaller boutique, in the 1,000 square foot range, give or take. Calgary, 8,000 square feet. Is that just going to be one superstore, or is that what Canada's growth is going to look like for Spyder vapes in the future?
The 8,000 square feet is an opportunity for us. We aren't located in Calgary, but we have operation plans for Calgary and entire Alberta and the West Coast. Right now, 8,000 square feet, it will be split up into 3 different departments actually, that's already been approved. The first side will be the cannabis store that will be separate. Within that same 8,000 square feet, we've blocked off another 1,000 square feet just for a vape shop or accessory shop right beside the cannabis store. Part of the same building, but blocked off. That way we can have a full accessory store as well as a full cannabis store side by side. Because in the cannabis stores, you can only have so much floor space for accessories. That's our plan right now. With the rest of the space, warehouse availability. We're planning to expand as much as possible. And when you have a warehouse that comes with 2 stores attached, it's pretty good for the rent price.
Let's talk about the product mix, because we've talked a lot about the stores themselves. Okay, so you got that down pat. I'm excited because I've been saying for years, well, privately, in conversation with friends and industry, and a little bit online, that the real value is going to come from who creates that Starbucks experience. The retail value add. I think growing and cutting is a commodity business. You're going to who's going to create that that real Starbucks experience and get that value add, getting people like $4 for a coffee. So in your case, let's talk about the product mix, because we know you got vapes and accessories, but you've also got the SPDR Spyder SPDR product line. Why the launch of the SPDR line?
The SPDR line will focus on CBD, hemp-derived CBD for the United States.
Okay.
We could carry other brands, but when it comes down to it, if we're sourcing where it's coming from, we want our name on it. We're going to put our name on products that we trust, we know that have been tested for quality as well. So that's what the SPDR brand is going to represent, is the quality standard for CBD. Whether it's an isolate or distillate, CBD is going to be strong, and if it's got our stamp of approval, you can guarantee it's good quality. In Canada right now, once we have the legal cannabis stores, we can have some CBD products, but they'll all have to be purchased directly from the government. So we'll be a little bit tougher for the SPDR line of CBD products in Canada, but in the States, we have our plan set. So speaking of that, out of Colorado, we got some great products right now, and with the future for the SPDR line, can't say for sure. In Canada, we're going to focus on, with the cannabis store, we're going to have as much as we can carry from the government. Our product selection is going to be key. The benefit about our Calgary location is having that shop right beside. We can have hundreds of accessories and products and papers if you're rolling, if you're vaping it. And vaping it, definitely, coming from our background, is going to be key. Not everybody's going to want to smoke it. If it's legalized now, you don't want to smoke for another 40 years. Vaping is going to be a better solution for a lot of people, and it's easier with less mess. So with our availability of having a vape accessory shop right beside a cannabis shop, product selection is going to be massive. It's going to be great. And we'll have the space to store all of it.
You've also taken on a hemp energy drink that came via a partnership with Tetra Natural Health. That was recent. You're going to start putting it into some of the Canadian stores, if I understand. I know it might be early, but any feedback yet on how that hemp energy drink is performing, or what people think about it, because it's based on hemp, and any other important factors?
Some people do get confused because hemp is still beneficial to the body. If it's CBD, it is different from some just basic hemp. But hemp still has omega-3s, 6s, and 9s, and it's beneficial for everybody. Tetra did a great thing, and they combined the hemp with an energy drink. Some people don't drink coffee. You know that afternoon boost that's actually going to give you a great tasting drink? The hemp energy drink is perfect for that. I don't say I have one every day, but pretty much 6 days of the week, I have at least one, because for me, when that 3-4 o'clock, little drag starts to hit, I get one of those. And honestly, it's one of the best things. And I don't feel the same drag or the same grittiness from some of the other energy drinks on the market. I love it, and I feel better. And that's the honest truth.
Yeah. What's the feedback been like from customers who've been buying it? Because I'm sure it's a slow rollout, and I even want to try it because I always want to try new things out there. But any feedback from customers as to price points, quality,
The customers
and those kind of things?
are loving the flavor. It's priced the same as the other other similar sized energy drinks, but they come back for the taste. The original, to me, it's not medicine-y. It's just a nice sweet drink that goes down smooth. And I know it's got some beneficial aspects to it. So a lot of the customers, they see that. They see the benefit of having some hemp in your diet on a regular basis. And they're loving it, especially because it's very well priced, $2.99 per can.
Given the store strategy you've got and the product strategy you've got, I'm sensing that you guys have got a real vertically integrated plan going forward. And I know earlier you said you can't talk about the expansion in the U.S. specifically, other than you're going to be aggressive and your plans in Canada. But tell us what the rest of the year might look like, because I pretty much exhausted what I can try and pull out of you. But look, it's clear as me. It's clear as day to me that you guys aren't just bringing this together haphazardly and ad hoc, just trying to make everything stick. That you've got a real strategy here. So what does the rest of 2019 look like for you on the business side, and then maybe even what should people expect in 2020, because you're obviously going after a very big market.
We are going after very large markets right now. The rest of 2019, we're looking to have potentially, that I can say, at least 2 cannabis shops. One with the Lottery of Ontario if we win, one that we have in Alberta. By the end of 2019, they should both be open, especially if we get the one for Ontario. They're expecting them to open sometime in October. So by the end of 2019, we could have at least 2 cannabis shops, one in Ontario, one in Alberta, as a minimum. That's what I can say. Right. For the States, we also have the potential of having another 5 retail stores open. So by the end of 2019, we could have potentially 13 locations across 2 countries, and not all of them operating in the same states or provinces. We have 2 provinces in Ontario, as well as up to 5 by the end of 2019 states in the United States. We could be an international multi-state operator, and we're going to make it happen. We have a team based in Ontario. We have people who are traveling back and forth with their visas to be able to go from Canada and the US. We have everything laid out, as well as a plan if we rapidly expand to up to X amount. We have a plan in place and we're acting on it. Well, that's pretty much the most I could say about that, but this was the first step. This deal with Tanger really took us to the next level, and I'm super excited.
Well, look, and that's another thing. Look, I'm a big fan of, you got to read between the lines, right? Because public companies can't always say a lot, right? But look, if I'm Tanger and I'm doing a deal with you, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I'm going to say this for everyone who's watching. If I'm Tanger, I'm doing a deal with you. I'm making sure that you've got the capability to get to 39 locations, because there's no point in me doing a deal with somebody who's only going to take 5. Because then I got to go create a relationship with somebody else who's going to say, well, I don't want the other 34. I want all of them. So to me, it looks like, great expansion plans are coming ahead. Hopefully you guys will be able to actually disclose those one day by press release, CDR filing, so we can talk about it. But in the meantime, Dan, I got to tell you, congratulations to you and your team, because it's no small feat to sign a deal with someone like Tanger Outlet, who's probably got 50 companies, private, public, chasing these guys for deals, and you guys were able to secure that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out, and looking forward to seeing what else you guys come up with
Thank you, George.
In the coming months of 2019. I
appreciate your time today. Honestly, it's great to talk to you. We're super excited about everything that's happening, and keep an eye out. This is just the first step.
You've been watching Dan Pelkowitz. He's president and CEO of Spyder Cannabis. The company trades on the TSX Venture Exchange on the stock symbol SPDR. Great simple symbol that talks about the company. To learn more about Spyder, get to Agoracom, punch in the company's name or stock symbol, take a look at the profile information, everything that we laid out for you there, make it nice and simple, and then use the company's link, use the link that we got right there, get over to the Spyder site, take a look at everything on that site as well. Do your due diligence, because it sounds like a lot more is coming. We already know that there are 5 more stores coming in the U.S. in 2019. Keep a lookout for the company. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.